Hey guys, it's Raging Rhino back for another YouTube video. I'm gonna play Ardan tonight. I know I'm on a support kick here with Fortress, but I also really wanted to look at the new changes to his gauntlet and see how that affects the gameplay. I like to give the laner a little bit of a boost and start at the backs, of course. If you guys haven't noticed, I really like to level up and try to get to that level 2 just as quickly as possible, and it's great whenever you have a teammate that understands and cooperates with you on that. The jungle camps, I feel like maybe, I don't think they're too strong. I think it's been a great improvement to the game, except for the fact that people that are not familiar with the change, they are still trying to kill the jungle camps by themselves, and as a utility player, it's really hard to get to those people, and you can see on the mini-map they're about to die from a minion. So I don't know. I mean, possibly as the game progresses, people will understand more not to, jungle by themselves. And I really like this game. It's a ranked match. I enjoy Ardan's utilities, and he's not a main player of mine per se, but anytime I play ranked and we need a support player, he is definitely my go-to hero.
Get behind me.
I like Finn, but he's slow, but he still can be extremely valuable to the team. I'm gonna rush the Storm Guard. That's gonna give me a little bit of true damage, and by true damage I mean it helps me with objectives. It adds damage there, and also adds the true damage part of it. Is it combats or cuts through any defense. So when you're playing the support role, I really feel like you need to have some kind of damage to deal out, and usually it just tips the edge over to get those final kills in a team fight, to take down a turret, to really wail out on the Kraken. These are really good with the Storm Guard, and I always try to get it when I'm in the supportive role. Right there, I actually meant to Vanguard myself so I could get away. But epic fail. It happens, like I said, he's not my main. I don't play him a lot, but I've been grinding out some ranked here recently, and I just thought, the team had a laner, they had a jungle guy locked in, and I thought, well,
let's
play some roam and let's try to help out the team. I think the vision is really important as well. I try to get scout traps placed in an area that, well, there's two different ways. I place them in areas where the enemy won't blow them up. I try to place them where they may walk by and not notice. If their team hasn't placed scout traps, they may not ever find them during a match, which is great. But I also put them in places where they can blow up and cause some damage in the typical areas of team fights, like these bushes right here that I'm in, and these bushes right here. A lot of team fights happen in those areas because they are the central pieces of the map to get from one place to the other. So if you know you're taking the gold mine, they're going to come down in that area to combat that. So I used those areas to actually blow up the enemy, and I use other outlining areas to use as recon scout traps, so I can have some vision as to where the enemy is while we are farming, or while I may have to go, you know, help in the lane. So I know I sound like a broken record a lot of times when I say that everything is situational, but it truly is, and I find it hard for a lot of these channels that tell you what to build and what to do when you're not faced with a game that you can do those things in, and you try that, or you try the build, or you try the technique or whatever, and you get slaughtered, and you're like, well, that didn't work. I mean, that guy's an idiot. Well, it's not really the case. It's just that the other team may have been countering correctly, and you just, you know, picked the wrong build because you know, saw it on the forum, or you saw it on a video or something. But you really have to play this game as a clean slate every single game. You have no idea what the other players are going to build, what your teammates are going to build, what they're going to do, and you have to just change. Sometimes you have to change your play style a little bit. You know, I mean, even with me, like I said, I don't play the roam position very much, but I saw that they needed that, so you step into that role. And I try to vanguard as much as I can to help. If you know, it's not only just to save someone from dying. It's also great to use when your laner is in need of getting back to the lane quickly, or escaping from an enemy, of course, but also getting to an objective faster.
I don't need directions.
These are things that Ardan just has great utility with, and I'm really enjoying the new gauntlet. I think it should have been that way the whole time. I don't understand why it wasn't, but you know, it is what it is. And right there, you know, my laner, he's taking the turret dive to use his Hellfire Brew, and it's a great move. You know, that's fine. But I had to use my fountain there to keep him alive, and so I didn't have it for this team fight, and I was unable to vanguard him before he was completely attacked there. So another part of it, even though it is situational per game, don't take a death as to say I've got to change my strategy right here and now. If you find that the team as a whole, they're not winning fights, then you know, you can look and say, well, I need to build some damage here. I need to help out my team, and you know, move into that support damage role as well. You know, you see me place a scout trap right there. That's the area I was talking about earlier. A lot of team fights go on in that region. You know, right here, I'm not really sure why Ringo didn't back off, because he was by himself there, and I thought he was going to come down with me and farm a little bit to heal up. But these are things that, you know, I'm not a really big pinger person. I don't like to ping a lot. I may have to change that some, but you know, I've had people say, well, we didn't have enough vision. And I said, well, you know, I've been playing this game so long, I guess that I already anticipate where the enemy is, and most of the time I'm correct. So it's kind of second nature when you've been playing this for, you know, since the beta, which has been way too long for me to remember. But you know, I think in our team fights we're doing really well, even though it's a pretty strong comp. I mean, you've got Sky with huge amounts of damage, Koshka with really big early game damage, and the mobility that Sky has is pretty incredible. I really enjoy playing Sky as well because of that, and you have so much mobility, and you're able to move so much. And you know, right there, I took a risk. I was trying to actually wait for Ringo to be there, but unfortunately, in the midst of the fight there, I was unable to notice exactly how long it would take him to get there, and I felt like I could have finished off at least one of them and stayed alive, but not the case. So that brings me back to the same point as, you know, I died right there. I'm not gonna, you know, buy a bunch of damage to try to mitigate the fact that, you know, they dealt too much damage for me. I mean, that's fine. I'm playing support. I've got my Vanguard up as high as I can. You know, I've got it maxed out, overdriven, so I'm gonna overdrive my gauntlet. I think I do. I'm not sure, but typically I do. I might get some crystal to try to, you know, buff the punch a little bit, but and the timing.
Let's test these up
for the gauntlet for it to last a little bit longer. Right here, we're gonna go ahead and take the gold mine. I'm gonna try to, you know, fence it off here with my gauntlet, and of course, Jewel tries to steal it with her ultimate beam there, which is extremely difficult to navigate around sometimes. And I'm just trying to finish enemies off here at the same time as help, you know, my team just put ourselves in the best position throughout the game. And that's really a support role a lot of people don't talk about. You know, if you're playing Ardan and everyone's following you, then you're the one that has to make the decisions on the positioning for your team. And a lot of people that I've seen playing supportive roles, they don't take that into consideration, and it leaves people in the wrong positions throughout the game, and they can't rebound from it. And you know, right here I'm trying to get to him so I can use my Vanguard, use my fountain, try to keep everybody alive here, and try to take out a turret at the same time. You know, Slave just really wanted to take that turret down right there, and I decided to go for it. And Koshka was just a little bit too strong. At this point, I don't have anything other than a Storm Guard to really deal out the damage that I need to. And she out-leveled me, and especially out-damaged me for sure. So, not a good fight, but we did get a turret out of it, and I really couldn't just run away in that moment.
Team stole a minion mine.
But you know, I'm really enjoying being in the supportive role to place my team in the best positions. Ringo here, he's a little overextended, but he's hiding in the bushes. He's kind of watching and trying to just make sure that, you know, a lot of the farm isn't being squandered away. And I really respect that, because you don't get a lot of players that take that into consideration, especially in a ranked solo queue match like this, where you have no clue what you're going to get into. And another love-hate relationship there with the ranking systems. A lot of times you don't know what kind of enemy you're going to get into, but in this particular game, I felt like it was matched pretty well, except for the fact that their support wasn't there for them in the same way that I was trying to do everything for my team. And you know, right there, I was trying to hit everything that I could to save us, and fortunately Ringo went down, and you know, I'm just doing my best to get away, and we took down a turret. So you know, it's just navigating these situations, and I'm running for my life here to try to get away. And you know, she does some damage on me. I just Vanguard. I use my Atlas to slow her down a little bit, and this is a great thing for Ardan. If you play him, his escapability is fairly good. I mean, he's able to Vanguard himself, especially if you overdrive that ability. And you know, right here I'm thinking, hey, I've got my other teammates with me. Let's go ahead and see what we can do. We got an up close there of Jules' amazing stun jump. And we're kind of playing the same chase game here to see who's gonna get to the base first, you know, tag you're it kind of thing. But I did overdrive my my gauntlet, try to get that maxed out so that it gives me the most time to trap the enemies. And I think it's a good move most of the time. Right there, I used my fountain. I tried to use my gauntlet on top of their head, stun them. I even tried to Vanguard him out, but it didn't work. Had too much damage on us, so you know, that's part of the fun of the game and part of frustration in the game. But you can see there, I mean, Koshka's got a fountain, but other than that, they don't really have much support. And I think if you wanted to do that, you could buy a fountain, each one, and build damage. And I feel like you could get through it, but I don't think you can just do that in a solo queue and just say, well, you know, I'm gonna build a fountain and I'll be okay. I'll just have enough damage. It's not gonna work. I've seen that a lot, and what ends up happening is if the other team has a support, has the better supportive items, then they're going to be able to last. The entire team is going to be able to last longer than your team. So, you know, take those things into consideration when you're making your builds and picking all your items within the game. And you know, right here, I got the gauntlet right on their head. I was trying to do as much as I could, and they took me out. Even with the crystal, I was going with a crystal and a crystal infusion, and you know, I'm questioning what Ringo's game plan was there, but no communication in the game, so you do your best. And you know, sometimes the pings are just they're not gonna cut it, you know. I mean, there's no way to give everyone information that's needed. So you know, the guys on my team, they've got a lot of damage, as you can see there, and I feel like when you're playing in a ranked match,
it's heavy.
You should go ahead and buy defense against both crystal and weapon power. I mean, and the reason I say that is a lot of heroes like Taka and Kroll, Vox, these guys, they do so much damage. Even Jewel and Sky, even if they're building weapons, man, their abilities do so much damage. But as you can see here, we snuck around, took out the crystal while they were focusing on the base, hiding in the bushes waiting for us. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I went 3, 7, and 10. And I had fun with playing Ardan. It was a good match. You can see my guys had a lot of damage. So, oh, there was one more thing. Oh yeah, I remember. Don't AFK ever. Thanks, guys.